Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. I am JB, and joining with me is, of course, the one and only Mark Marsh.
Hey everybody, I'm back.
Thanks so much for joining again, and thank you so much to the audience for how positively these little episodes have been received because it's amazing. And we're back here with another fire topic, and that is for Mario. That was ripped apart by the critics, but
But
it
it done
got really
so
good
well because the
audience.
money showed for it. Like it's still being shown in showcase in Southampton to this day. It's still being shown. It
Still same here. I think
yeah,
they even delayed the DVD release because they wanted to keep it in theaters because it's doing so well.
because what was it? The Super Mario's movie? They did a limited edition Star one steelbook.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Who was that? I think it was Smash that shared it, and I said I wanted it, but I don't know when it's coming out.
Literally on Amazon now. I don't know if because I'm an affiliate with them, but you can see how many people have viewed it in the past week. So pretty much, people have viewed the Super Mario Bros. Movie 1,000 times for the DVD one in the past week, 800 in the past week for the Blu-ray, 500 plus the past week for the 4K one. It's like people are just viewing it because it's such a good film. It's going to show on the sale ratings.
Yeah, I've been looking for it. It's just come out on YouTube Movies pre-order. It doesn't say when it's or like a preview, and it doesn't say when it's coming out. Like I was waiting for the whole week for Scream 6 to come out on YouTube Movies yesterday. And oh, literally, the second that Mario movie, I mean, Milly's gonna kill me because the second Mario comes out for YouTube purchase, I'm gonna watch it on like a loop for the whole like
Yeah,
forever. Just and it's not even that it was like my favorite movie of all time, just for how rewatchable it is, even for a background thing. It's like there'd be no reason for me to have the TV on for background noise and not put on Mario, like that type of thing.
but you can get a steelbook of the original Super Mario Bros. Movie. There's a steelbook out there made for it back in 2017. Because I have the original Super Mario Bros. On Blu-ray.
I want the steelbook for the Scooby-Doo 2002 movie.
Because what was it? You can get the Super Mario Bros. Movie with a star thing. It looks like a star. It's like a star
Yeah.
tin.
You open it and there's like Mushroom
Yeah.
Kingdom art on the inside, which is awesome, Like I love that. I was thinking for someone from the Mario movie for a Daphne or Velma role, I don't know how they would do, but I guess a bonus thing. I like Anya Taylor-Joy as an actor. I don't know if she would do for any of them, but I guess if we're discussing Mario, it's a name out there, but I'm not sure.
I'm really so glad because mm, I feel like this was the perfect way to do the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which is a good example that Warner Bros. Can pick up on
Yes. In fact,
for
you know
Scooby
what?
Doo
That should be a
because
separate topic at some point.
we've
What Warner
seen,
Brothers can learn
yeah,
from the Super Mario
we've
Brothers
seen the
movie.
Super Mario Bros. Movie as live action, and okay, I've watched it. I got through it. I could see why people didn't like it because it does not follow the game whatsoever. I knew what they were trying to do back then, but it just didn't quite work. They should have really gone through the Roger Rabbit approach and did it that way, where did them as humans getting sucked in a pipe and then being animated.
Mm.
Much better
And
go.
what I think was successful as well, it wasn't ashamed to be a Super Mario Brothers movie. Like
Yeah,
Scoob, you could argue, they gave us the classics at the start, but then it gave us some superhero thing, some action adventure thing. Whereas with Super Mario, they didn't try and make it anything more than it was. They used the score from the games, they used levels and items from the games. It was so proud to be
yeah.
a Mario movie that I think that's why a lot of people that love the games just fell in love with it. Like, if you like the IP, you're gonna probably like the movie because that's what they do. Like, I think that's an interesting thing, and it's so funny because I feel like with David Zaslav's regime under Warner, he didn't see much value in animation, so it's cancelled a load of their stuff or like live action DC stuff. But I reckon Mario makes more than the new Flash movie that's coming out. I reckon Mario outperforms so many of the Warner Brothers movies coming out that they could learn from Mario quite a bit, I think.
Yeah, I feel it's the best. It was one because what was it? How much did Mario movie make?
I
they
think
made
it's
they made a
crossed
lot.
the billion mark now. It's Illumination's highest earning movie already, beating Minions and stuff. And I do think somewhere I read that it had entered the top
Oh, it's over a
25.
billion.
How much over a billion?
And so the movie had a budget of 100 million.
Oh gosh. So it's
It's a
like,
budget is over a billion. The box office made over a billion. 1.1 billion.
and it's still in the
It's
cinemas,
still in the cinemas.
doing well.
Dude, that's a fucking load of money. Damn,
Look at
that's
that. David Zaslav cancelling
and it being
animation because
released
it
on
doesn't make money. And Mario just,
May 16th is when it be released digitally.
oh,
They've already made their money. It's
wait,
gonna,
May 16th? Are you
yeah,
kidding me? What, in like, it's May
6 days.
now, no?
Yeah, 6 days. It's
I
gonna,
don't. If it, you know what, I'm gonna set my alarm because that's crazy. I want it to come out today. I
and
want it to
it's
come out
gonna come
today.
out on 4K Blu-ray and DVD on June 6th. So next month, June 6th, when it comes out media release. Because I'm getting mine from HMV because I like to get it with a slipcover
Yeah.
or steelbook.
All the time though, whenever I like a movie,
As of
I'm
May
so
9th,
weird.
the Super Mario Bros. Movie has grossed 519.2 million in the United States and
Yikes.
Canada and 643.4 million in other territories for a world total of 1.162 billion.
That's what you
It is
do.
the
That's what
highest
you do.
grossing film of 2023 and became the highest grossing film based on a video game just after 1 week of release.
That's crazy.
Dude, that's how you do it.
I think that it just goes to show when you make a movie for fans and you're so unashamed to be what you were based on, I think that's what really takes us through. And I was saying this, like I love edgy stuff, right? I've got no problem with edgy things. Like even the concept of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I didn't watch the movie. I'm probably not gonna watch the movie. But I don't mind stuff like that. But in terms
And
of Mario, the amount of kids that were in the cinema with Mario toys that were taking photos by the cardboard cutouts, like I think that's the first proper cinema experience I've seen people have since, before I can even remember.
so this Super Mario Bros. Movie got announced back in 2021. And they even said, people at Nintendo who are working on it, if this does really well, that and was successful, they would do other shows like movies, like possible sequels or bring other stories over. And like in 2022, they expressed Luigi and Luigi's Mansion film, and he's even brought that back up in March 2023.
You see, Luigi's always been my favorite character from the Mario world. If there's a Luigi's Mansion movie, I'm seeing that like 10
Because
times.
did you see? Because like, have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you seen when Luigi gets sucked and gets into that dark world, and it plays the Luigi's Mansion theme. Yeah, when I heard that, I'm thinking, oh, and it's the way he walks. It's just how his character walks in the game, shivering around, walking,
But that's the thing as well, like, the
and
attention to
and then
detail.
when he
Like,
goes Mario, Mario,
imagine if you don't know the Luigi's Mansion games, it works. If you do know the
yeah,
Luigi's Mansion games, like the fact that he added in the tune, the jingle to the spin-off game, it's just,
it's just
oh, it's how you do it right.
Warner Bros. Even Disney need to learn that this is how
Disney,
you do
yeah,
it.
they smoked Disney as
Disney
well. They
is
got
in hot water right
smoked.
now. They got
They got
smoked.
smoked. They got smoked.
Oh god, I can't be over a billion. And it comes out
So
digital next week, mate. They've already made over a billion.
I feel a bit sorry for Warner Brothers though, because obviously I don't think it would have because of the nature of the movie, but I feel like that's done for Illumination and Mario what Scoob
Yeah,
should have done for Warner Brothers. Now, obviously Scoob was in a different world of its own where the pandemic, it was actually the first movie to come out on digital because of the pandemic. So maybe if it got a cinema release, we'd have a different story. But I don't think so, just based on how unscooby the Scoob movie was. But I think if Warner Brothers took a note from the Super Mario Bros. Movie and just gave us a classic Scooby-Doo movie made with love and Easter eggs. Like even stuff like the Luigi's Mansion spin-off game. Think about what would happen if the jingle to the Scooby-Doo show played, or like you know what I mean, like something like that. We just had
Yeah,
the same type of movie made, but with that love and care. I
because
think
all
it would
all
do the
Nintendo got to
same.
do is release a new game, and that brings up hype for the movie, essentially. Because what was it? Zelda is everyone's hot topic. If they do Zelda, that's another billion in the bag. Because
Yeah.
I'll watch that shit.
The thing that concerns
And
me with
I love and
Zelda
hate Zelda
is
based
how
on different
story-based
games.
Zelda can be.
Zelda's very adventurous, so it's going to be an adventure game, but it could be a series, it could be a major big movie because
Mm.
of Ganon and that. So depending on which Zelda you're going with, the timeline's very big with Zelda because no one knows. There's some people out there that worked out the history of Zelda, but it's still very lewd and insane of how Zelda is. Like it's not even the same Zelda most of the time. It's just either a descendant at some point.
You see, I don't have much like experience of Zelda. My brother is a Zelda fanatic. You know, he's got all like the pre-orders and the Zelda things. The only experience I really have with Zelda is the DS games. So Spirit Tracks, Phantom Hourglass, and I think I played Link's Awakening when they did like the newer version of that. But in terms of Zelda, they could just do it. I don't know if they will. I think what they should do is just give us a good Mario 2 and see if it wasn't just lightning in a bottle and
Yeah,
add a bit of trust. Because do something once that's good, people will love you for it. Do something twice really good, and people will trust you with whatever, I
because they
feel.
did well to introduce other characters as well, like Yoshi, um, the Goombas, the Goombas, even Donkey Kong with his
Dry bones.
yeah. They added all these in there where it didn't feel rushed. It felt just right. The length of the film is perfect. It wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. It was just right, and they made everything fit in
Wait, I
perfectly.
was almost sad when it was over because I did feel like it was a bit short, not for the
I
story, but it was so good. I
I
was like, I
love the
could just
Donkey
watch
Kong
that
rap.
again.
I love the DK
DK,
rap
Donkey
because when I
Kong.
heard that for the first time back as a kid, I thought this is probably the best rap introduction to a song you could possibly do because it works. And then they brought it in to the movie, which I'm surprised they had the rights for because they don't actually own the rights to that song. It's another company that does it because of the game. So unless they do have a license with them still, but I was like, damn, they actually got this, and it's not because they didn't redo it; they got the same voice, so they just got the same song played. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that made it 10 times more epic. So I feel like if that wasn't on there, the intro to Donkey Kong just wouldn't feel the same.
And then they had like with the Mario Brothers and Plumbings or game. Oh, it was just all of it was so good. And the thing that excites me is that it's not even that they would have to like bend over backwards to make a sequel that doesn't need to happen. Like there's so much they could do. Like again, like you say, all the Luigi's Mansion stuff. We had like a cameo of King Boo, but that could be its own thing. Waluigi, Wario, Daisy,
Yeah,
Birdo. Like there's so many that they could do. Oh, Galaxy. And when Peach was like, there's so many galaxies out there. I'm like, yes, there is so many galaxies out
yeah,
there.
and then with the star pieces as well. I was like, mate,
Oh, Rosalina. If they do
yeah.
Rosalina's storyline
If
with
they
that
do a
music as
Resident
well.
with
Oh,
Mario in space, like mate, they've got it in the bag.
mad.
They pretty much won this
It
by
makes me a
far.
bit sad though, because I'm so excited for the future of Mario and Nintendo now. And I'm almost like, will we ever feel this way about
They took a
Scooby?
gamble because they knew they can make their money with the
Hmm.
games, but they took a gamble with the animation and they didn't rush it. They took their time. They took a few years to work on it. So they know that progress beats, performance. Like you have to have your time and spend money to make money type of attitude.
And even the cast, I remember because back then, when it was first being announced, we were like mostly a Nintendo channel. We
Yeah.
reacted to the direct, and when it announced Chris Pratt Mario, I was like, what? Like,
Yeah, because
what the heck is this? Like, it was all, I thought it was a joke. It was
I
almost a
thought that was
meme.
so good. So I was like, but it doesn't even sound like Mario. But now I could probably see it.
Yeah. And now it's like, oh wow, well, that paid off. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just glad that we can look
but
back. But I'm like,
probably
well,
Bowser, Jack Black as Bowser. Like
oh,
it's like Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman. I feel like you can't have Bowser if Jack's not in there. And I feel like you can't have Dr. Eggman if Jim Carrey's not Dr. Eggman because though those two made that now. When I heard Jack Black's voice, I was thinking, oh my god, because at the start I was thinking I didn't know it was him until he started singing. I was like,
and they're like, "Rah!" And it's like
yeah, I'm
power
like,
from
what
it.
the hell?
I always love Jack Black's voiceover work, you know. He always puts so much love and care into it that sometimes I forget that he is technically a celebrity voice actor. And
Yeah,
I'm just like, oh no, it's a voice actor. He's
but
good.
he's so old as well. But I really hope that he continues being Bowser and hopefully does other voice actors as
Yeah,
well.
I want it to be
Because I
Bowser,
know Jim
Poe.
Carrey's retired now.
Oh, really?
And he's announced that he's retired from acting.
Oh,
And Sonic 2 was his last film.
is there not going to be a third one?
There's going to be a first Sonic, but it's like he said it only come back if the writing and script's there
Hmm.
because he feels
That's
he's done with
understandable, I
Hollywood.
guess. I mean,
I
to
can
be fair, he
understand at
probably could
his
have
age.
retired like 10 years ago with all
Yeah,
the stuff that he did.
but I've
So,
always said this: if they do Sonic 3 and they bring Dr. Eggman character back, it has to be Jim Carrey. I won't accept anyone else because he made Eggman. I feel like that movie wouldn't have been the same without him. And it's just like it's been memed, it's been put around, but he pulls off that character so well. So if they do a Sonic 3, he has to be there as Eggman.
I
So it's like I
agree.
understand retiring, but you can't retire that film because you're a part of it.
Yeah. I think just to complete it more than anything. But I guess this has almost been like a mini topic. And maybe my last question to wrap up on that is this excitement and this love we're giving the Mario movie, how excited we are for the future, how much we're looking forward to the digital release, and how much we love the movie. Do you think we're ever going to be sat on a Zoom call talking about Scooby-Doo and Warner Brothers this same way?
I I feel like we will see ourselves coming on doing a Zoom call talk about Scooby Doo. I just really hope they go back to doing more Scooby Doo, like the proper series and shows that we love. Like we want our two direct to video movies a year. We want our series to come back. I know people want to go through streaming services now, but it did not work with Scooby Doo. HBO was probably the worst bet to go on. Velma pretty much ruined the franchise. It's like a massive big turd on 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 the franchise. It's like it's the shit stain that is there permanently, and you can't. No matter how time you flush and how much you try and scrub, you can't get rid of it. It's there. It's there. You can't bury that. And they want to do a second season. I think they need to stop, get their bearings, go back to what works, and then figure out how you can rebuild the brand by bringing back other Hanna-Barbera shows and working around that. So I feel like we will be speaking about Scooby Doo, but it'd be a while before we have the same excitement and hype like the South Super Mario Bros. Movie. Because I'm still kind of annoyed that it's getting to the point where Scooby Doo's just really getting decline. And I don't. I'm going to say this now before people, what happens there. I don't want Scooby Doo to be gone for good because I feel like with the way it's moving now, it's going to get to the point where that's it. There's going to be no more Scooby Doo.
And
Because if
maybe
you
some
look,
people will be fine with that. Like, there's people online that are like,
people will
"Oh,
be
if it
fine
was
with
only the
it.
1969 show, I would be
Yeah,
okay with it." But you know,
it's like it's the last pretty much standing Hanna-Barbera show that survived for over 60 years. We've been having two movies a year with a series that goes on for a second series back to back most of the time. And we're looking at the decline where it's like, okay, two movies a month to one, series to none, a movie down to none. And then we got HBO streaming sites that's probably the worst ever. And it's bringing a lot of backlash to Scooby Doo. And I feel like it's like a closing door almost. That Warner Bros. Want to close the door to Scooby Doo permanently, and that's what they're doing. I don't want it to be because I think they should go back to what works. Nothing was wrong with how they were doing it before because the system worked. It was how we remember it. And if you look back, there was a time in history where Scooby Doo was quiet for a few years, and that was during the 90s. That's when we had the pup named Scooby Doo. I'll try and bring it up as well so we can see the actual time frame that it is. Because it did happen for a while where there was nothing, and then we got hit with the direct to video Zombie Island in '98, and that what re kicked it off. Because then after Zombie Island, Witches, Ghosts, Alien Invaders, and Cyber Chase, we then got What's New Scooby Doo. So so what was it? Pup Named Scooby Doo ended in '91. Then from '91, we didn't get another Scooby Doo series to 2002 with What's New Scooby Doo, which is probably by far the best rejuvenated series they've done in a long time. And then from that time frame, all we had was the director videos with Zombie in '98, '99 was Witches Ghost, 2000 was Alien Invaders, 2001 was Cyber Chase, and then 2002 was What's New Scooby Doo. And then we came back with the movies where we had Legend of the Vampire, Loch Ness Monster, then Loch Ness Monster of Mexico, Aloha Scooby Doo, and they all had the animation, like the style of the What's New Scooby Doo. So then I feel like that's what's happening here in modern time. We're going like in a circle where we're slowly gonna have nothing for a few years, and then Scooby Doo is gonna come back. That's what I feel like it's gonna go.
Yeah, and I guess sometimes things need a break. Like I always like to compare it with Doctor Who, like think about how much time there was between. I know they had the movie, but Sylvester McCoy's last episode, which am I thinking 70 something? I think I am.
Yeah,
And then Christopher Eccleston's series in 2005. That was a lot longer than the break Scooby had. But now if you look, I mean, obviously there was some eras of Doctor Who that fell off a bit, but now we're talking about Doctor Who being distributed in America on Disney Plus. Like we're talking David Tennant coming back. Like there's so much excitement for that I think maybe if Scooby has to do that and we have to wait even if it's 20 years, like a Doctor Who thing, if they make it worth it, then that can't be a bad thing.
yeah. It's like I don't want them to end it for a while on the note they did, because think about the last Scooby Doo bit will be Velma, and it's like the weirdest shit stain to leave on. At least leave on a high note. Like if you do want to leave it for a bit, leave it on a good end.
Leave Haunted High Rise, Hex Girl
Yeah,
movie, and then just dip for a bit. I'd
yeah,
I'd, I'd be happy with
I'll be
that.
happy
Hex
with
Girl's
that. But
movie.
if you were going to end off Scooby Doo, give
Do it
the
all right,
send off the fans deserve. But the best thing about Scooby Doo is you can cater to every new generation, and that's what the series do. If you look at every single series and the years they come out, they cater to that audience. Like What's New Scooby Doo, I don't think it can be beaten. What's New Scooby Doo, because it pretty much matched what Where Are You was, where it met that generation and it had that same energy, and it got a traditional third season. That's the only Scooby Doo which I will say on hand and heart made a third season. People will say, "Oh, Where Are You got a third season?" No, they didn't. They had two seasons. I don't count the third one because that was part of a different show, which then got cancelled, and then they just merged it in with Where Are You. It's not a third season. Then there's the Scooby Doo show, which again is just a syndication show. 3 seasons, but there's not the 3 individual seasons, which is like we just explained about the Scooby Doo and Dynamite Hour, the All Stars Laugh Olympics, and then Where Are You season 3? That's the Scooby Doo show. And then, oh, look, another 3 seasons of Scooby Doo and Scrappy Doo. It's not 3 seasons. They're shorts, they're 10-minute short clip videos that may span 3 seasons, but they're not 3 seasons. There's 33 episodes, that's 99 segments, that's not 3 seasons. So I will say this though, What's New Scooby Doo is probably the only Scooby Doo series that has 3 seasons that deserve it because it shows, and it could have got a fourth. It could have got a fourth,
Yeah,
and
agreed.
people know that, but they knew they had to try something different because they were leading up to the end of the era, but they had to do something new to then finally end of 2010 with Mystery Incorporated. Like we had the pup named Scooby Doo, which is so dumb, that has 3 seasons, which don't what people say 4, but it's not even 3. I'll say it only has 2 technically, where it has like 13 episodes, then it goes to 8, then it goes to 6, and it's like, no, it doesn't mean that's a season. Like it was 27 episodes, 30 segments. It's bad the
Yeah,
way they did Puppy and Scooby Doo.
it's so weird. The way people the way purists talk about Scooby Doo, Where Are You, is the way I talk about what's new Scooby Doo, because I do really like agree. I feel like it is like Scooby Doo, Where Are You, but for a different generation.
Yeah.
I think that that's good from that aspect. But I guess that kind of wraps up this final segment as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And if you do want to see more, then please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.
Take care, everybody.